Here we go. Title your notes, slope-intercept form. Our objective for today, I can write and graph a linear equation using the slope and y-intercept. Let's read together. 1, 2, 3. I can write and graph a linear equation using the slope and y-intercept. So, we already know, before we went to break, we already know what linear equations were. We covered some of that. We did some graphing. We did graphing using a table. Remember, we did input-output table, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 for the domain, and then we fill out the table and so on and so forth. We also graphed using x and y intercepts. Today we're going to do a different way of graphing, but this could be one of those simple lessons that can also be pretty difficult for those of you that are getting distracted. So make sure you stay focused throughout, okay? So we do need a Freyer model. We don't need one for the linear equations, but we do need one for slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form, what is that? A special type of linear relationship that can be written in the form y equals mx plus b, where the m is the slope and the plus b is the constant, also known as the y-intercept. So this is the form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You're writing this down, right? Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. 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 Tell your neighbor the slope-intercept form. Okay, and we need to know that form because right now when we get to writing equations, you need to remember that. Because if you don't, then you're probably going to make mistakes as you substitute values in it. Okay? So what does that look like? Examples. Here we go. Y equals x plus 1. Y equals 3x minus 2. Y equals negative 2x plus 3. Y equals 3/4 x minus 5. 5x plus 2 equals y. And y equals 4x. Copy those. Oh. Now, in the past, I remember when we solved two variable equations for y, I asked you to write the variable first and the constant at the end. Remember that? And I said, that's going to come to play later on in another lesson. This is the lesson that I was talking about. And check this out. This is written where the x is first and the constant is last. The x is first, the constant last. X is first, constant last. X is first, constant last. X is first, constant last. Same here. So now, why is that so? Because, check this out. If the slope-intercept form tells me that m stands for slope and the plus b stands for the y-intercept, that means that the coefficient of x, the number next to the x, multiplying x, is the slope. And the constant, the number that is at the end of the equation, is the y-intercept. Therefore, look at this one. As we look up. Look at this one right there. By looking at it, I'm going to circle my y-intercept. My y-intercept is -2. And my slope, which is next to the x, is what? 3. Because I already have it written in this form, so it's easy to identify. With that saying, look at this one. What is my slope? My slope is -2. What is my y-intercept? 3. Look at this one. What is my slope? 3/4. What is my y-intercept? -5. Okay, so far so good. How about this one? What is my slope? 5. And what is my y-intercept? 2. Now look at this one. This is a tricky one. What is my slope? 4. What is my y-intercept? Exactly. 0. Everybody got it? This is what we call slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form. So let's find out what is not a slope-intercept form. Copy these down. 4x plus 2y equals 8. Y equals 3 minus 2x. And y equals negative 5 plus 3/4x. Copy that, please. All right, by looking at them, look at these and look at these. Think about it. Why are these not slope-intercept form compared to these? Think about it. Why are these not slope-intercept forms compared to these? Okay, talk it over with your neighbor. Why are these not slope-intercept forms? So that is correct. The first one, this one, both variables are on the same side, and this one, the variable needs to come first and the constant at the end. Same thing with this one. So the most important thing to remember about slope-intercept form are two variable y-form equations, and they are written slope first and the constant at the end or last. Copy that, please. All right. Steps. We need 5 basic steps. In order to graph, I only give you 4 steps, but the last step is in case they ask you to write an equation. Okay, but in this case, for this lesson, we're doing two things, which is writing and graphing. So that's why we need all the steps. Here we go. Steps. Number 1, solve for y and write the equation in slope-intercept form. Step 2, identify and plot the y-intercept. Step 3, identify and use the slope to plot points. Step 4, graph your line. So the first 4 steps, like I said, this is to graph. Step 5 is to write an equation. Write a slope-intercept form equation. Okay, write the form and substitute the values given. Once you have that, you'll see how it's very easy just to write your equation. Okay, copy that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get it started. Get your big graph paper in front of you. You have 2 sides. One side that has 4 small graph papers. The other one has a big coordinate plane. Use the big side. Here we go. Copy this down on the top left of your graph paper. Example 1A. It says, yes, write an equation and graph the line of the given slope and y-intercept. Yeah, write the whole thing, please. They give us the slope -2/5 and the y-intercept 4. So you're copying this at the top left of your paper. Copy that, please, and then I'll go over it. Go. Okay. In this problem, they're asking us to do 2 things. Number 1, write an equation, and number 2, graph the line of the given equation. And they give you the slope and the y-intercept. Check this out. First, I'm going to write an equation. Simplest thing is to do this. I'm going to write my form. Y equals mx plus b. So now, check this out. We know that the m stands for what? Slope. So therefore, I'm going to substitute -2/5. I write x, I write the equal, I write the y. Check this out. The plus b stands for the y-intercept. What is my y-intercept? 4. So at the end it's plus 4. Copy that, please. And that's my equation. Slope-intercept form equation. Copy that. So at this point, I'm going to graph the equation using this the equation, but the 2 parts that they give me, the slope and the y-intercept. So check this out. First steps first. First step on your notes was solve for y and write in slope-intercept form. It's already done. Step 2, identify the y-intercept and plot it. So my y-intercept is what? +4. +4 of y is right here. You're just paying attention. Don't do anything yet. Here it goes. I plot my point at +4. There it is. Next, step 3, I identify the slope and use that to plot points. So check this out. It says 2 steps down, 5 to the right. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to take 1, 2 steps down, 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I plot my point. Right there, I do it again. From here, 2 steps down, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then once I have my points, now I graph my line. Here it goes. There it is. And that's how you graph your line. There it is. So once again, here goes a recap. I get my y-intercept, I plot my point. Get my slope, use the slope to plot points, starting at the y-intercept. It says -2 means 2 steps down, 1, 2, and 5 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I plot my point, and I do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do it again, and then I graph my line. Copy that, please. So, here goes the next one. So, yes. Okay, so that's why we're going to do another example. Here we go. So for this one, we're going to label this line 1A. Label it 1A, because on the same graph, we're going to graph this next one. Okay, so do you still have space on the left side? Yes. Okay, so copy this down, example 1B. You don't have to copy the words, just write example 1B and write the slope and the y-intercept. Let's do this one together. Here it goes. So, you wrote example 1B and the slope and the y-intercept. Okay? So first things first, we need to write our equation. What is our form? Y equals mx plus b. So, what is m? 4, which is the slope, and what is b? -6. So therefore, we substitute those in here. So our equation is y equals 4x minus 6. Because if you write plus -6, what is? Yeah, so it's still negative. Everybody got this? So let's graph this. Circle your y-intercept. What is my y-intercept? -6. So there, where's -6 of y? It's down here. There it is. What is my slope? 4. And this needs to be in fraction form, so it's 4 over 1. So it tells me to go up 4 steps and 1 to the right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the right. Plot your point. Let's do it again from this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the right. Let's do it again from that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the right. Do it again from that point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the right. Yeah, keep going, and once you're done plotting your points, get your ruler and graph your line. Okay, label that one 1B, 1B, 1B. Okay? So, once again, the process. We write our equation, identify our y-intercept, use the slope to plot points, and graph your line. Any questions? Okay, and that's it? Yes. Well, right now we're just substituting and graphing. Okay? So, yes. Yes, give me a second. Let's do this next one. Example 1C on the same graph. 1C. You have space on the left side, do that on the left side, if not on the right side. Here we go. Yes. Copy that, please. Example 1C. Slope is 2, y-intercept -3. Write your equation and graph your line. Go. First step, you write your form. Y equals mx plus b. All right? My slope By looking at it, I know that m is my slope. So what is my slope? 2. And what is my y-intercept? -3. So therefore, my equation should look like this. Y equals 2x minus 3. Are we there so far? Okay. Next, let's graph. I'm going to circle my y-intercept, which is what? -3. -3 is right here. From there, I'm going to use my slope. My slope now becomes a fraction, which is 2 over 1. How many steps? 2 up, 1 to the right. So from here I go 1, 2, 1 to the right. Let me do it again. 1, 2, 1 to the right. 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 And my graph should look like that. And we label that 1C. 1C. So far so good? Okay, let's do another one. Example 1B. And should be going a little bit faster for this next one, hopefully. Here goes. Copy that. Slope is -2/3 and my y-intercept is 1. Write your equation, graph. Okay, let's see. First thing. All right, here it goes. First things first. Y equals mx plus b. My equation is y equals -2/3 x plus 1. I plot my y-intercept at 1. My slope tells me to go 2 steps down, 3 to the right. 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 And then you graph your line. Nice and straight like mine, going through those points. And there it is. Questions, comments, autographs? No? All right. So now we're done with graphing for right now. Let's go back to our Cornell notes. Copy this next one down, please, on your Cornell notes. Example 2A. Copy that, please, on your Cornell notes. They want us to write an equation of the line in slope-intercept form, and they give us the slope and the y-intercept. So for this one, write example 2A, and write the equation in slope-intercept form, given slope 1/4 and y-intercept 4. So let's see. Help me with this one, please, Ash. What do I write?
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b.
And then either y equals 1/4 for m x and then plus 4.
Thank you. That is correct. And we're done. That's how you write your equation. And on this one, it's only to write the equation. Are they asking us to graph? No. So check this out, guys. When they ask you just to write an equation, let's say they give you the slope 1/4, that's already in fraction form, then that's fine. But if they give you a whole number, it does not have to be in fraction form. You can leave it in whole number form. You got it? All right, write this next one down, please. Example 2B. You do this one by yourself. On this one, you don't have to write all the instructions. Just write example 2B, slope -9, and y-intercept -5/4. Write your equation. Let's go. Shouldn't take you more than 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. So we write y equals mx plus b. So what is your equation, Jessica? -9x minus 5/4. That is correct. Hands if you got that. Okay. All right. So far so good? Yes. Fraction form? Yeah. I just said earlier right now that for when they ask you to write it, just to write an equation, you don't need to write the slope in fraction form. When we need it in fraction form is when we graph, because we want to know how many steps up or down and how many to the right. Right? All right, copy this one down, please. Example 3A. You don't have to copy the instructions, just write the slope. However, on this one, they don't give us a y-intercept. They give us a point. So you open up parentheses, 3, comma 4, and my slope is 2. As soon as you copy that, pens down, I'm going to go over this one. So check this out. Pens down, eyes up here. The process is very similar to what we've just been doing. I write my form. What is my form? Y equals mx plus b. Do we know what m is? Yes, the slope, which is what? 2. Do we know what b is? No. However, they do give us other information. We know what x is, and we know what y is. If I was to substitute all these in here, check this out. X is 3. Y is 4. My slope is what? 2. I bring down the plus b. So what is the only thing that I need to solve for? B, because that's what I'm missing for my equation. Is that correct? So check this out. What is 2 times 3? So this is 4 equals 6 plus b. To solve for b, I need to subtract 6. So therefore, negative 2 equals b. Now I can write my equation. I have my slope, and I have my y-intercept. So therefore, y equals, what is it? 2x minus 2. Where did I get all that information from? Well, I solve for b here. That's how I get this. And I solve for my slope, and that's where I get that. Everybody see what I did? Okay, copy that, please. And I'm going to give you this next one for you to do by yourself. Everybody ready? 20 seconds. Okay, copy this next one. Example 3b. Slope is 8, and the point they give us is 3, negative 1. Let's do this one together. Okay, what is the very first thing I do? Lucy. Yes. Very good. You write your form. Y equals mx plus b. Okay? From there, what would be the very next thing we do, Priscilla? So, substitute the numbers. So what is y? Y is negative 1. What is m? 8. Okay. What is x? 3. And I bring down the plus b. Okay. Now we simplify and solve for b. So this is negative 1 equals 24 plus b. To solve for b, I subtract 24, subtract 24. So therefore, negative 25 equals b. Now can we write our equation? Yes. Y equals 8x minus 25. Hands if you got that? Okay. All right. Questions, comments, autographs? No? We're good? Okay. That's all we're doing except for one more thing. Check this out. Example 4a. Let's go back to the graph paper. And you can use a small graph on this one. Small graph. Write example 4a. And on this one, they want us to write in graph. Same instructions as the other. So just copy the equation. 2y plus 3x equals 6. 2y plus 3x equals 6. So they want us to write in slope-intercept form, and they want us to graph. However, it's not in slope-intercept form. What do? Solve for y. So here we go. To solve for y, I need to get rid of x, so that means I need to do what? Minus 3x minus 3x. I bring down the 2y equals negative 3x plus 6. What is my last step? divide by 2, divide by 2. So therefore, y equals negative 3 over 2x plus, what is 6 divided by 2? 3. So now we already have it written in slope-intercept form. Now we need to graph. Let's graph this. Where do I start? Positive 3. You circle that. You plot your 3 at y3. There it is. What is my slope? Negative 3 over 2. That means 3 steps down. 1, 2, 3, and 2 to the right. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 2 to the right. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 2 to the right. And you graph your line. There it is. Okay? And that's it. For homework, there's only going to be one word problem, but all you have to do is write your equation and graph. We already know how to do that. Yeah. And before we leave, though, I'm going to be at the door getting your packets. Give me a second. Homework for this. Homework is found on page what? Page 294, numbers 1 through 29 odd. All right, guys, tutoring today. If I don't see you in tutoring, enjoy your homework. See you guys tomorrow. Give me a second.